what kind of infrastructure support do you have in your campaign from the party, and how are you getting funding for your campaign?
Yeah, that's an easy answer.
Okay.
Zero from the
Is it?
GOP.
Huh.
I don't know of any congressional candidate in LA County that's receiving money from the GOP.
Uh-huh.
There might be some, I don't know it. I also have heard that the GOP sends money to other states. The California GOP sends money to other states.
Other states
Yeah,
reallocating their
exactly, because they've
resources.
given up on us.
They've given up.
I haven't given up.
You have not.
No, and where I get my money, most of my money comes from small donations.
Mm-hmm.
The vast majority. I've pledged not to receive money from lobbyists if I'm so fortunate to win. I pledge, in fact, right on tape, I will not accept money from lobbyists.
Mm-hmm. So, regarding infrastructure, same answer there basically. Whatever you can put together on your own. Not much GOP support.
Yeah,
You
not
have these
much.
signs.
Yeah, I buy the signs. The GOP this time they have helped me with data. So if
Oh.
I ask, give me no party preference voters who voted in the last two elections, they've really been helpful for that. And I want to thank the GOP for that. They've helped me with obtaining access to data.
Uh-huh. So how do you campaign? How do you engage on the issues with an invisible opponent?
Yeah, it's hard. Social media.
Okay.
You know, we can boost on Facebook and get to thousands of people in our district. What's nice about social media is geographically targeted. I don't have to target all of LA County. I can target our
Mm-hmm.
our district, and so it makes it very cost effective.
Right.
So we put up Facebook ads, Facebook mimes, and we bring the issues to the voters.
What's your stance on trade with China and Europe?
I'm glad you asked that.
Okay.
Do you think it's wrong for the United States companies to use slave labor, that they pay only a few dollars a day and house them in horrible housing conditions where they're packed in large sizes?
Sounds like Apple and Nike to me.
Yeah, Foxconn.
Okay.
Is that right? No.
Sounds horrible.
Sounds horrible. If you ask any American, they're going to say that's horrible. Is it also horrible for that same company to pollute without regard so badly that almost all the streams around the Chinese large cities are polluted, no fish,
Mm-hmm.
and when the wind changes and you're in Hong Kong, you can't breathe?
Horrible.
Horrible. You would say that that's horrible conditions, and it's not fair for a company who respects labor, respects the environment, to compete against that company.
Unfair.
Absolutely unfair, without question. Furthermore, the government of that company manipulates currency and steals technology.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's China.
That's China.
Okay, we cannot treat them, quote, fair trade or free trade.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to be fair trade. We absolutely should put sanctions or tariffs on China. And by the way, our trade deficit with China right now is about $45 million a month. Our trade deficit with China is about $45 million. I'm sorry, billion with a B.
Right.
$1 billion a month. How can we bleed that out? How can we lose so much money per month with a trade deficit?
Mm-hmm.
Trump is doing the right thing.
Mm-hmm. Who do you feel are our greatest global military threats? This names Iran, China, Russia, and how should we deal with them?
Yeah, Iran, North Korea, China, and Russia less so. They're really not that powerful anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But China is, and North Korea is kind of crazy, and Iran is a real threat in the Middle East. We gave them so much money that they're the major threat. So those are the major threats. And what's interesting is that Israel, Kuwait, and Saudi Arabia are now the secret alliance, because their big enemy is not Israel anymore. Their big enemy is Iran. They're the number one sponsor of terror.
Mm-hmm.
And so what we did with the Iran deal, giving them so much money, why did we give them billions of dollars in cash and gold?
Wow.
That's what you use.
It sounds
to pay,
like a mobster deal.
exactly. That's what you use to pay terrorists.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yep.
We did that deal. Horrible deal.
Mm-hmm.
So, those are the challenges, and how do we deal with them? I think we deal with them with strength.
Mm-hmm.
If you look weak, they'll take more steps. If you look strong, they'll pull back,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what's happened in North Korea. We went strength with them. There's no in the last 6 months, no missiles have been launched.
Mm-hmm.
And China, we need to be tough with them. We put the sanctions on China, or we put tariffs on China, they're going to fold like a deck of cards.
Question about the economy, Doctor. With the economy humming along, so to speak, would you still push for the infrastructure bill?
You know, I think that we do need infrastructure, but we don't want to break the bank. So this idea of co-managing with private and government funds is probably a great idea. But I do think we need to move forward with infrastructure. I'm telling you right now, right outside of my building, we had a water main break.
Mm-hmm.
The water main's 50 years, 75 years old. We need to upgrade our infrastructure, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. If elected, what would you do regarding the sanctuary status of California, the immigration policy in ICE?
Yeah, I think most people don't understand what a sanctuary city is.
Mm-hmm.
That means is that if you're illegally here and you're convicted of a crime,
We're in a sanctuary state.
we're in a
right?
sanctuary state. But a sanctuary state or city, what it means is that you're here illegally to begin with. You should not be here. You violated the law.
Right.
Now you're going to violate a law, even violent crime.
Right.
You serve your term. You're convicted. They're going to release you back into our community.
Yeah.
You're not going to deport them. I mean, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Sanctuary city is crazy. Sanctuary state is even crazier.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, it violates federal law. Federal law is that if you're here illegally, you got to go, and especially if you've committed a crime. So I don't know how you can justify sanctuary state or city, and it violates federal law. And the supremacy clause means that the federal government overrides any state law. That's why we had the Civil War, is the states wanted slavery, and the federal law said you couldn't. So then we had the big fight between the states and the federal government.
Yeah, a little bit of deja vu in a way. Yeah.
Invasion. So if I was